All right, let's just jump right into this explainer and look at the ultimate game plan for how the sports world is tackling the climate crisis literally from the ground up. We all absolutely love the thrill of the match, the roar of the crowd, the whole spectacle of game day. But behind the scenes, there is this massive shift happening to ensure the sports we love don't end up costing us the earth. So today, we're unpacking exactly how stadiums, clubs, and most importantly, the fans are completely rewriting the playbook on sustainability. To start things off, we really have to ask ourselves a pretty tough question. Can massive, high-energy, high-waste modern sporting events truly coexist with a healthy planet? I mean, think about the sheer scale of a major cup final or a weekend sports festival. You've got tens of thousands of people traveling, millions of watts of electricity burning, and absolute mountains of food and beverage packaging being consumed in just a matter of hours. Historically speaking, the environmental footprint of these events has been staggering. And just to put some real scale to that waste, particularly when we talk about single-use plastics, which are practically everywhere on match days, a recent Oceana report reveals a massive, massive problem. They note that globally, 15 million tons of plastic enter our oceans every single year. Zooming in on Europe alone, between 307 and 925 million pieces of waste end up in the sea annually. And get this, a staggering 82% of that European ocean waste is plastic. It's largely from single-use items like bottles, food packaging, and yep, those disposable cups we are so used to holding in the stands. Clearly, the old way of doing things, it's just no longer viable. So here is our game plan for this explainer. 1. Infrastructure, the green Bernabeu. 2. Operations, banning single-use plastics. 3. Fans, green football weekend. And 4. The sustainable sports game plan. Okay, Section 1, infrastructure, the green Bernabeu. When we look at iconic arenas, like Madrid's Santiago Bernabeu, for example, we're seeing a huge shift away from flashy greenwashing. Instead of just slapping a few solar panels on the outside for a quick PR photo op, the stadium relies on practical, hidden tech. Take the new retractable roof. It isn't just there to keep the rain off the pitch, it actually helps regulate the temperature inside the stadium, which drastically reduces the need for heavy, power-hungry climate control during the events. They've also rolled out high-efficiency LED systems that slash energy use, and they're monitored by smart building management systems, so those empty corridors aren't lit up like ghost matches. Plus, and this is absolutely crucial for a city like Madrid, they utilize rainwater collection to feed the irrigation system. This eases the pressure on city water supplies alongside low-flow fixtures installed all throughout the venue. This whole setup brilliantly illustrates author Rick Dalton's point from his analysis of the stadium. He points out that real environmental impact comes down to logistics, durable materials, and long life cycles, rather than just superficial marketing. It's really about reducing on-site waste during construction and choosing materials that aren't going to require a fleet of diesel trucks to replace in 5 years. As he so perfectly puts it, sustainability is often decided in spreadsheets, not photo ops. It's quiet, it's efficient, and it is unapologetically modern. Furthermore, by transitioning into a year-round venue for concerts, exhibitions, and non-football events, the stadium gets significantly more use out of the exact same physical footprint. Think about it. Empty stadiums are simply terrible for carbon math. By keeping the venue busy, they eliminate the need to build alternative event spaces elsewhere in the city. It's just a massive win from both an environmental and a business standpoint. Let's move on to Section 2, Operations, banning single-use plastics. To tackle that monumental matchday waste problem we talked about earlier, we are seeing a stark operational shift. We're finally moving away from that all-too-familiar sight of overflowing garbage bins stuffed with disposable single-use cups. Instead, venues are shifting toward highly efficient, closed-loop deposit return systems, much like the automated return machines used over at Tivoli Gardens in Copenhagen. The ultimate goal here is to make reusable packaging the absolute default solution for taking food or drinks to go at large events. Now, it is absolutely crucial to distinguish between these two concepts, reuse and recycling, because they are not the same thing. Recycling is actually a really energy-intensive process, where packaging is physically broken down at a facility and then converted into a new product. Reuse, on the other hand, means the container retains its physical shape, gets a good wash, and is simply used again. According to the Oceana report, a reusable polypropylene plastic cup hits its break-even point, meaning it actually becomes environmentally beneficial compared to a single-use cup after just 6 washes. Just 6. And these cups can easily be cleaned and reused hundreds of times. And the good news? This isn't just some theoretical concept for small boutique venues. Major European heavyweights are already implementing these closed-loop reusable cup schemes to phase out disposable beverages on game day. We're talking about iconic football stadiums belonging to clubs like Arsenal, Manchester City, and FC Bayern Munich, along with France's massive national stadium, the Stade de France. They have all decided to just entirely ditch single-use plastic cups for beverages. The operational playbook is surprisingly simple for fans, too. Step 1, you pay a small deposit for your reusable cup when you buy your drink. Step 2, you enjoy the match and your beverage. And Step 3, you just return the cup to a designated refund point or automated machine to get your deposit back. The venue washes the cup, and it goes right back into circulation. It completely proves that deep sustainability doesn't have to interrupt the matchday experience you know and love. It just requires a tiny little shift in habit. Right, on to Section 3. Fans. Green football weekend. So infrastructure and operations are fantastic top-down approaches, but without the buy-in of the supporters, the ultimate impact is always going to be limited. To see fan power in action, we really need to look at the 2023 Green Football Weekend. This was a monumental, highly collaborative campaign backed by over 30 major organizations and broadcasters, and the reach was literally incredible. The campaign successfully reached up to 30 million fans with a dedicated climate action message. The whole goal was to show that individual actions make a massive difference when we all take them together. But it wasn't just about passive awareness. It was about real action. Through a super innovative tournament model, the campaign activated fans to take over 63,000 tangible, climate-friendly actions or pledges. It actively engaged an estimated 39,000 fans online, essentially turning climate awareness into a competitive sport in itself. And let's look at how this builds into something truly unique. During this weekend, fans actually battled it out for the Green Football Cup. Fan actions literally decided the winner of the tournament. Fans scored green goals for their clubs by adopting simple daily habits, like choosing to eat more veggies, taking shorter showers, or opting to walk or bike instead of drive. These actions were logged on platforms and directly influenced the tournament standings. It's such a brilliant way to connect the fiery passion of football rivalry with the absolute urgency of climate action. The crucial takeaway here is that the impact went far beyond the stands. By mobilizing in such huge numbers, fans sent a clear, undeniable signal right to the front offices. They proved that fans overwhelmingly support their clubs making real structural efforts to make football more sustainable. It completely removes the fear for clubs that investing in green operations might face some kind of backlash. Instead, it shows that this is exactly what the modern supporter demands. Which brings us to Section 4, the Sustainable Sports Game Plan. Bringing this all together, we can clearly see that across infrastructure, event operations, and fan engagement, sustainability is rapidly becoming the ultimate utility player for the future of sports. As the architects, the stadium managers, and the clubs step up to the plate to completely overhaul the industry, the final piece of the puzzle really comes down to us. When you head to your next match and you're given the option to take public transit or use a returnable cup, the question is, how will you change your own habits to support the team and protect the planet? Because ultimately winning this game requires every single one of us on the pitch.